The air was thick with tension. It was February 24, 2025, and the White House was hosting a critical meeting. French President Emmanuel Macron was on a mission to bridge the growing divide between the United States and Europe. Yet from the outset, it was clear that the meeting would be anything but harmonious. The source of the friction? A stark difference in opinion over the ongoing war in Ukraine. President Trump, true to his reputation, came out swinging. He boasted about the United States' supposed generosity in aiding Ukraine. He claimed falsely that his country had poured 3 times the amount of financial support compared to Europe. Adding fuel to the fire, he incorrectly asserted that European aid was primarily in the form of loans, not grants. Macron, however, was having none of it. In a rare display of public disagreement, he directly refuted Trump's claims. He meticulously outlined the substantial financial contributions made by European nations. This included both grants and loans, refuting Trump's misleading assertion. Data from the Kiel Institute for the World Economy painted a clear picture. Europe had pledged $138 billion, surpassing the United States' $119 billion. The room crackled with unease. The stark contrast between the two leaders' positions was impossible to ignore. This was more than just a disagreement about numbers. It laid bare a fundamental difference in their approach to the crisis and their understanding of the transatlantic alliance. The discord between Trump and Macron extended beyond the issue of financial aid. Trump, ever the deal-maker, expressed confidence in his ability to broker a peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine within weeks. He even hinted at a potential visit to Moscow, a move that would mark the first U.S. presidential visit to Russia in over a decade. This prospect, however, was met with skepticism from many quarters. Central to Trump's peace plan was a controversial demand. Ukraine must cede mineral rights to the United States as repayment for the aid received. This demand, met with resistance from Ukraine, highlighted Trump's transactional approach to foreign policy. Despite the ongoing negotiations between U.S. and Ukrainian officials, a palpable tension remained. Macron, meanwhile, urged caution. He pointed to the failures of previous ceasefire agreements, such as the Minsk Accords, as a warning against hasty negotiations. The French president emphasized that a lasting peace could only be achieved by addressing the root causes of the conflict, not through rushed deals driven by political expediency. The chasm between the two leaders' visions for peace in Ukraine was impossible to ignore. Trump, focused on securing a swift resolution and a tangible return on investment, seemed to prioritize a deal, any deal. Macron, however, emphasized the need for a just and sustainable peace, one that addressed the security concerns of all parties involved. Macron's concerns extended beyond the immediate need for a ceasefire. He stressed the importance of establishing robust security guarantees for Ukraine to prevent future Russian aggression. This, he argued, was essential for building lasting peace and stability in the region. Trump, however, remained silent on this crucial issue. His focus remained fixed on securing a deal, with little apparent regard for the long-term security implications for Ukraine. This silence spoke volumes about the divergence in their approaches. Macron's emphasis on security guarantees underscored a fundamental difference in perspective. He recognized that a true and lasting peace required more than just a cessation of hostilities. It demanded a commitment to deter future aggression and to ensure Ukraine's sovereignty. Trump's silence on this matter raised concerns about the depth of his commitment to Ukraine's long-term security. The disagreement over security guarantees highlighted a broader tension within the transatlantic alliance. Macron's insistence on addressing the root causes of the conflict and ensuring Ukraine's future security stood in stark contrast to Trump's transactional approach. This dissonance raised serious questions about the future of the transatlantic partnership and its ability to effectively address global challenges. The tensions on display during Macron's visit were not limited to the issue of Ukraine. The meeting exposed a widening rift between the United States and Europe, a rift exacerbated by Trump's return to power. Trump's America First agenda, characterized by protectionist trade policies and demands for increased military spending from NATO allies, had strained transatlantic relations. His skepticism of multilateralism and his tendency to prioritize bilateral deals further alienated European leaders. Macron's visit to Washington was an attempt to bridge this divide and to forge a united front in the face of Russian aggression. However, the stark differences in their positions on Ukraine, coupled with Trump's controversial remarks and actions, only served to deepen the chasm. The meeting concluded with little sense of resolution. The future of the transatlantic alliance, once a cornerstone of the global order, remained uncertain. As the world grappled with the ongoing war in Ukraine and a host of other challenges, the lack of unity between the United States and Europe presented a worrying sign for the future. Subscribe to our channel for more updates. This is News Scope keeping you informed.